I think the strongest memory was when the Germans, right after Romania recapitulated, then the Germans came and gave us a big batch of bombing and strafing and everything in our prison camps. And that was kind of strong. The first time I got shot down out there was we had a mission from Africa to the Iron Gates. We didn't get actually shot down. We got shot up.
Do you remember which was your target in this day?
The target was Ploesti, the oil fields and the refineries, anything oil. The Germans had to have oil, and Ploesti area supplied about a third of it that the Germans used it during the war. So.
How do you remember the air defense above Romania? Many pilots said it was the hell on earth there.
Do I remember it? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that defense. They had those anti-aircraft guns on almost all the office buildings. They had anti-aircraft guns. Boy, in Bucharest, they must have had 20 or 30, 40 of them up there. On Ploesti, they have 78 of those and 160 some smaller ones. That place was so defended. You just see the flak all over.
Do you remember your place in the airplane during these missions? Because you are part of the crew, but you have a special mission just to shoot images.
I'm a combat cameraman, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember I was in the back between the two gunners, left and right gunners. I was back there because I also would take the vertical shots with the still cameras when we get over the target, because my main job was to get the fighters and show the tactics that they use. I have a color deficiency that lets me see camouflage. They use trees to camouflage. I can tell it right off, because in about 5 hours after a tree is cut, I can tell which one they cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. I've noticed that you find also, using this deficiency, you find 2 German submarines near Venice?
2 of them, yeah, near Venice, and they were camouflaged too. But I could see them the next time I came around, I took infrared pictures.
Coming back to this mission above Romania, this day you were on your way back when you arrived above Giurgiu, or it was on your way to deliver the bombs?
We were on the way back. We'd already bombed. They hit us, the fighters hit us practically everywhere. You'd be looking out the window and all of a sudden there'd be a fighter there, coming up by. You could see the guns blazing.
And your plane was shot several times?
They got the engines first. Well, one of the bullets, one of the tracers, hit near our oxygen outlet, and I saw smoke and stuff coming from it. And with the oxygen, then it started to flame. The flame got about that time, we decided probably they had these little teeny fire extinguishers like this, that you pump. No, it didn't do a bit of good. So I just took that thing, I turned around, and I looked out the bomb bay, and they were bailing out from front, so I said, I better bail out. Well, a couple of them bailed out in front. I heard the explosion. That's what I heard. I didn't see it explode, but it was right after I got out. People ask me, do I ever do any sky jumping, I guess, or parajumping, I says, I have never stepped out of a perfectly good airplane. No, they've all been either disabled, completely disabled. Now, that first one, it was just disabled engines, and we had to fly up to the northeast corner of Yugoslavia at that time, and up there they had this safe area. It was about the size of a couple of football fields or so. We walked through Yugoslavia there down to Albania.
25 days you walk around Yugoslavia and Albania?
Yeah.
25 days, just walking?
No, it was Yugoslavia that we walked around. We came into Albania from the north, of course, and got into Albania near the port, the shore. And before the mission, they give you this survival kit, a money kit. It was $100 in gold certificate.
$100?
Yeah, $100. Well, in those days, $100 was pretty good. They gave us that so we could buy our way, see. So there was two of us, so we bribed this fisherman to take us over from Albania to
Italy.
Italy.
You traveled by your own?
There were two of us. One of us almost got us captured 2 or 3 times. He'd never been out of Boston. He knew Boston, but he didn't know the outside at all. There were caves, limestone caves all over that, all along the way. And we followed the rivers. You know, you follow the river down, you're going to get somewhere. So we followed the rivers and had plenty of fish. We trapped fish.
Back to the other mission when you were shut down. You landed near Giurgiu with your parachute.
Right.
It was before noon, yeah? It was still morning?
Yeah, it was still morning. Sunny day, it was real nice. All of these farmers and country people came. They came running. Well, see, I pulled my chute. I pulled the risers back and forth when I was coming down to get away from this motorcycle. So I was pulling the risers on the chute that sent me over that way, and I looked down, and he start the motorcycle up and go back that way, park it underneath me. But it wasn't him that collapsed the chute. It was the people, and they had sickle size, you know, for cutting. They had those and pitchforks. I thought, well, I just
They surround you. They surround you.
Yeah, well, they surrounded me. Yeah, they didn't know whether I was going to kill them or not. And then they turned me over to this.
And the officer, the German officer came with his motorcycle.
In the motorcycle. The motorcycle had a sidecar, and they put me in the sidecar. Went around to the back of the motorcycle, opened the compartment door so he could put the parachute in there. And he reaches in, pulls out this Luger, you know, walks it and jacks it. And he walks away around the front, and I'm kind of watching him like this, you know. And boy, I was kind of worried. But he took me to see his girlfriend. That's where he was going to take the parachute to his girlfriend. Well, he went out and got the parachute, you know, while these people were kind of watching me.
After that, they drove you to the city or directly to Bucharest?
They took me over to that officer. He drove us to his place.
In Giurgiu?
No, his girl first. No, out in the country. He was on what we called an R&R. He was rest and relaxation from the Air Force, or Luftwaffe. The girlfriend came around and she says to me, she says, "You're very cruel people." And I says, "Why do you say that?" "Well, we know that you are released prisoners from Sing Sing and Alcatraz, and that you get $10,000 for each mission you fly." So then she goes and gets sandwiches and serves us sandwiches. I couldn't believe it. It was, you know, it wasn't really like a war right there because it was so peaceful way out there. And I stayed there overnight. He put me up in bed. Oh, he fixed my arm. Yeah, I forgot he was a surgeon. I couldn't move it. I couldn't move it this way. He did this without anesthetic, nothing. They didn't. They were saving all that for the Germans up front, you know. Then the German army truck came around to pick us up, and one of the other guys was in there, so they drove us into Bucharest. Right at the edge of town, they took us out, and they had this troop come in, and they're marching along, you know, about 6 or 12 people. People are spitting at us and yelling and throwing rocks and everything at us. Well, you can't blame them, you know. We were bombing their places and everything. They were mad at us, yeah. But when we got into prison camp to Luftwaffe headquarters, they put me in a box a couple of times. It was about 1 meter square, yeah, you know. And it was dark in there, and I couldn't see anything. I couldn't stretch. They found out I was a combat cameraman, and they knew that combat cameramen are part of 15th Air Force headquarters.
For how many days they kept you?
About 20 days, 20, 25 days. I can't be accurate on that because I couldn't tell day from night. I was down in the hole. But they finally decided I didn't know anything, so they moved me over to the hospital.
How many of you were in the same room?
We stayed in a hospital building. It was 2 floors, and let's see, there was about 20. They guarded us. The Germans guarded us at night.
Okay, and during the day there were also Germans?
No, Romanians at day, yeah.
And it was any difference between them?
Oh, wow. The Germans were mean. We'd get to playing with the Romanian guards. We'd have rolled up a bunch of cloth. We tied it up, and we were playing football.
And they tried to help you to give something as a supplement to eat?
Yeah, some of them, you betcha. In fact, we also could get French pastries if we had a watch we could trade, you know, something like that. The officers got meat. We didn't get any. Soup was 6 heads of cabbage, and that's it, boiled heads of cabbage.
Any important visits you got during this month in the camp?
Oh, yeah. We had one Romanian colonel that was very, very proud. Every time he came in there, he demanded attention, that all of us jumped to attention. This one day, he came in and he demanded attention. So one of our guys jumped up, and he was laughing. He says, "Colonel," he walks up to him, he says, "Colonel, you're the nicest son of a bitch I've ever known in my life." And the colonel says, "Some bitch?" To his, he says, "That's very good, Colonel." He's scared, you know, he's going to get into trouble. He says, "Very good, Colonel, very good." So the next time the colonel comes in, he hollers up, "Attention, me son of a bitch." Every time he'd come in, he'd say, "Me son of a bitch."
What was your favorite occupation this month? What are you doing all day long in the camp?
Oh, in the camp?
Yeah.
Sitting around in the sun, talking to people, talking to each other, and the football sometimes, but that was in the evening.
Which was your favorite song in this period?
I think the Yankee Doodle, or Over There from World War I, that's a good one.
Everybody sing!
Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are coming, drums rum-tumming everywhere. So beware, say a prayer, send the word over there. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come home till it's over there.
Do you remember this day when was made the announcement about the Romanian capitulation? Do you remember how it sounds, the announce, how you heard about, who told you?
Yes, I do. This Englishman, we don't know who he is, but he would walk up the road. I think they thought he was a little nuts, but he'd just keep talking, and he'd say just like a news commentary, and we'd line up along the fence, and the fence was about a quarter of a mile long there. We'd all line up, and then he'd be we'd we'd listen in carefully, and then we'd get back together and we'd make out what happened with it.
What happened the days after you've been liberated formally, but not practically, because nobody came to rescue
That's right.
you? You are without guards, but
I'm all over Bucharest, and I'm sitting there trying to get. It was amazing. People would keep coming up to me, and they were the oligarch. They'd come up, they say, "We were sorry we had to keep you in there, but we couldn't do anything else. But here's some money." Oh, he says, "Oh, this bill," and he was an oil man, you know, a rich oil man. But anyhow, he had American money. And he takes this $1,000 bill and he says, "Is this still good?" And I says, "Sir, I couldn't tell you. I've never seen one of those before." But, and then others would come up. And I put about $2,600 into the Bank of Romania.
Really?
Yes, I don't know I've never looked for it or anything, but the first night out, we got this great big steak about like that, it's a big steak. Smelled delicious, and we couldn't eat hardly because our stomachs had shrunk, you know. I'm walking along here, not knowing where I'm going, but just going and listening for any music. So I'm going along there, and this Russian is out there in the middle of the street. He's got this submachine gun. So I stopped, and he came over and he looked at me and he says, prison. I say, "Amerikansky." He says, "Amerikansky." Bang, bang, bang. He said, on the back, you know. He says, "Bang, bang." He says, come, you know. So we go to this place where they had quartered, and they had plenty of vodka. I mean, plenty of vodka. So they took us all, me in, and we all had to toast Churchill. Only first was Stalin. Stalin, aye. Churchill, aye. Roosevelt, aye. Yeah. So after that, you know, and it's just all friendly, you know, I'm Bengal. So I'm just about to go out the door and head back and see where I'm supposed to be going. Two others are just coming in the door as I'm going out, and inside they say, "Amerikansky." He says, "Oh, so ha!" And then we had to go through it all again. It was funny.
When came the day when you were for good liberated, a huge fleet came to rescue you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was still out I was one of the last ones I was still wandering around Bucharest. I don't know. I got so blasted. I don't know how I slept or where I slept or anything, but anyhow, a Jeep pulled up to me. He says, "Hey, you prisoner?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a prisoner." He says, "Well, you better get in. The last airplane's about to leave." So, oh boy. But I was in town all the time. I was having a ball, and I had all this money. I don't know why I can think of the funniest things either, rather than